reflect on that and take action, because really, we really need that. So I think if, diversity, equity, and inclusion is not part of your culture, it becomes such a difficult thing, because you need to have it. And I think in a modern workplace where employees and candidates who are looking for employment in the workplace are making decisions, very different decisions to the ones that we made, my generation made, around why I want to be associated with this company. They're searching for shared values, they're searching for alignment. If you don't really embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion, you are going to lose out on the best talent that there is in the market. And so I think it's very important that, HR leaders and, CEOs think about this. I really hope I've left the corporate just before the end of COVID, but I really hope that, the progressive workplace still exists, especially after the disruptions and the shifts that were created by COVID. I hope none of it has shifted back to where, we still have the old and people haven't really progressed and moved forward, because we need to do that. And I think increasingly, if you look at surveys, whether it's CEO surveys or research that's been done, we all know that an environment that is more diverse and inclusive actually retains and keeps people. You can actually recruit the best talent into those environments. And I think the kind of programs that workplaces need to put in place, and we talk about this all the time, is mentorship, it's coaching, and taking time to get to know each other. Don't mentor somebody that looks like you. Mentor somebody that you wouldn't ordinarily be in their space, so that you get to know their own realities and their own challenges. And I think Mpho has shared some of those herself. And so I think it's very important. But I do think that the one area where there's a lot of work that still needs to be done is the neurodivergent employee space. I think even from an employment equity perspective, we talk about people with disability. When you look at places, workplaces, how many companies can proudly say we have actually made progress in that space? And so I think that more work needs to be done and more work programs need to be put in place to make sure that those minority groups, there's more focus on them. And the power of having people with disabilities is that we don't see it because the bias that we have on them is what we see immediately, right? So we don't give them a chance. But I think for me, if you meet some of them, the creativity, the innovation, the perspective, the diverse perspective that they bring into the team is powerful. And so I do think that there's more work that needs to be, that needs to be done in that space. And I believe for me, and the young women that I came with today would know that this is something that I've advocated, that I've been very passionate about, is that diversity is about the seat at the table, right? But inclusion is about the voice, and belonging is about that voice being heard. And so it's very important that we understand that and we actually take that and bring it into whether it's our team meetings and everything that we do in the workplace. So those are the things that I would say, we need to start really, and I think companies must move away from window dressing and scorecards and be real around these things and really commit to them. And I think we've all had the privilege and the honor to lead teams, to be in teams. And the more diverse teams are, they will thrive, the performance will be better, the perspectives will be better. When you look at gender equity in the boardroom, the more women and other minority groups that sit around the table, you have a more diverse perspective. You actually can run a business and yield better results because there's more diversity. And we saw it. I mean, there's been real cases in the world with the 2008 crash that we had, financial crash that we had, because all those financial products that were being engineered were engineered in teams that were not diverse. There was no perspective. The decisions were being made by boards that were not diverse.